All right, let's talk about this. You just used an AI to code a whole app in, what, a few minutes? It feels like magic. But let's be honest, the result is probably, well, kind of generic. It's what some people are starting to call AI slop. So here's the big question. Your app works, sure, but does anyone actually love it? I mean, does it have that special spark that makes someone stop scrolling and say, whoa, I have to download that right now? That's exactly what we're going to tackle today. We're going to walk through a complete AI-powered workflow to turn that generic code into a gorgeous, well-branded product that people will be excited to use. So this is where most of us start. You've got a great idea, you feed a prompt to an AI, and bam, you've got a working app. But here's the thing, this isn't the finish line. In fact, this is where the real work and the fun actually begins. And this right here is the critical difference. An AI-generated app? Yeah, it's functional. It's super fast to build, but it looks and feels generic. It's got no personality. A product that people love, on the other hand, it's not just functional. It's beautiful. It creates an emotional connection. It's something you remember and want to tell your friends about. It's not just a tool, it's an experience. To make this super concrete, we started with a little case study. We went to Google AI Studio and gave it a simple prompt: build a mobile voice journaling app. And in about 2 minutes, we got this. It totally works. You can record your voice, get a transcript, look through your entries, but just look at it. It's that default, sterile, blue and white UI that just screams, a robot made this. And this brings us to the most important pivot in the entire process. See, most people get that functional app and immediately start trying to tweak the code. They get stuck in this back and forth, telling the AI to change a button color here or a font there. The secret is to stop and take a big step back. This quote from a designer named Sariah absolutely nails it. Before you touch a single pixel, you have to answer a totally different question. It's not, what does my app do? It's, how should my app make the user feel? This one shift in focus is the foundation for everything else we're about to do. So how do we define a feeling? Sounds kind of abstract, right? Well, we just use another AI as a brainstorming partner. We jumped into Claude and described our ideal user. Someone who wants to journal, but is kind of tired of screens and tech. An overthinker who just needs to exhale. And Claude helped us land on this perfect phrase: the feeling should be analog warmth. All of a sudden, we had a powerful creative direction. We're not just building a tool anymore, we're building a sanctuary. And just like that, we had a name: Cassette. Okay, so now that we have our North Star, that feeling of analog warmth, we can finally start building the visual components. And this isn't guesswork. It's a really systematic process using a whole toolkit of AI-powered design tools. And here's the roadmap. It's a really clear 4-step workflow. We'll start by gathering inspiration. Then we'll generate our colors, create the core visual pieces of our app, and then wrap it up with a unique logo. First up, inspiration. For this, we use a tool called Cosmos, which is kind of like a beautiful, more curated alternative to Pinterest. We just search for our theme, vintage cassette, and we start collecting images that really capture that analog warmth feeling. This mood board becomes our visual dictionary for the entire project. Next, we take those images from our mood board and bring them into this amazing node-based tool called Weavy AI. It lets you visually chain together different AI models. So we take an image we love, we hook it up to the Flux 2 Pro image model, and we simply prompt it, extract colors from this reference image. We can run this on a few different images, tweak the prompts to say, make it more textured and vintage, and just iterate until we find a few color palettes that feel exactly right. Now for the really fun part, creating the app's unique visuals. We start with the core concept, a visual anchor. What if the app's interface actually ages and looks more used over time, just like a real cassette? So then we generate the specific parts. We feed Weavy AI our color palette and an inspiration image and prompt it, generate a record button. For the journal history, instead of a boring list, we prompt, generate a set of cassette tapes from the spine view. We can even get super specific and ask it to add dates to the spines. We're literally building a unique visual system, piece by piece. For the logo, we switch models inside Weavy AI to one called Ideogram. And let me tell you, this model is an absolute killer when it comes to generating text and typography. It understands style in a way that is just, it's mind-blowing. Now, the real secret to getting great results here is all about how you structure your prompt. You need 2 parts. The core prompt tells the AI what you want, a logo for a cassette in the style of a vintage tape brand. But just as important is the negative prompt, where you tell it everything you don't want. No glossy effects, no gradients, nothing corporate. This combo of positive and negative feedback is how you get those really stunning, high-quality results. Okay, so we've generated all of our individual pieces. We have the color palette, the buttons, those cool cassette images for the history view, and our logo. Now it's time to bring it all together. We pull everything into a design tool like Figma, and this is where we compose the actual app screens. We're not coding yet. What we're doing is creating a North Star, a pixel-perfect vision of exactly what our final app should look like. And having this visual target is absolutely essential for the final step.
And here it is. This is the payoff. On the left, you see the original AI-generated app. It's functional, but it's totally soulless. And on the right, you see our Figma design. The transformation is just incredible. We have that warm, analog color palette, the custom button, the cassette tapes. It's gone from being a generic tool to a distinct, memorable brand experience that people will actually connect with. And now for the magic trick. This is where we close the loop. We take our beautiful, polished Figma screen designs and we feed them back into Google AI Studio as visual references for our prompt. We essentially tell the AI, build the app, but make it look like this. This guides the code generation, and you end up with a final product that is incredibly close to your North Star design. So that's the entire workflow. We went from a generic idea to a gorgeous branded reality. Let's just quickly recap the actionable steps you can use in your own projects.
Here is your 5-step action plan. 1. Define the feeling first. Seriously, don't skip this. 2. Build a mood board on Cosmos. 3. Use Weavy AI to generate all your unique visual assets. 4. Assemble everything in Figma to create that perfect visual target. And 5. Use those final designs to guide your coding AI. This process is the bridge from AI slop to a product that people will truly love. You know, the barrier between having a great idea and having a beautiful, finished product has never been lower. The tools are here, the workflow is clear, so the only question left is, what are you going to build?